Hello, this is Allan Arkush with another trailer from hell. Over the last year, I've been teaching at the AFI. I have 140 graduate students from all around the world, aged between 22 and 36, and they're very different than me. I've learned a lot from them because they have very different views of male-female relationships and gender politics. It also affects their views on movie history and on what films they like. And I've been thinking about that a lot. So get your pens out and some paper, because this is going to be a pretty complex course in gender politics, which is why I'm starting with Rain, Joan Crawford and Walter Huston. They are archetypes in this movie. They are good and evil. Walter Huston represents all that's good. He's an authoritarian evangelist who wants to crush all that's evil, Joan Crawford. Now, in thinking about all that's good and evil, I went to Wikipedia. A woman who violates the expectations of behavior and appearance regarding issues of sexuality is a slut, just like Joan Crawford in the pre-code Rain. Slut shaming is a method by which sexually free women are stigmatized. Third wave feminists reclaim the word slut as a way to empower women to have agency over their sexuality. Now, that's the heart of what I'm going to talk about here. The women characters throughout the years that I really like, who seem to have agency. Like, they play this character over and over. Marlene Dietrich and Joseph von Sternberg created this kind of character in The Blue Angel. And they went on to make a series of movies together, like Blonde Venus. There's a lot of information in that frame. Now, did you also know that there is a foreign legion of women too? Yes, in Morocco. Here's Marlene Dietrich. Isn't that a great quote? Noir, the Noir Women, the smoldering Noir women like Ava Gardner in her breakout movie, The Killers. Now, if you go to Noir, you'll find lots of interesting women characters. Over the years, Ava Gardner became a big star, but in her 40s, she gave a terrific career-defining performance because she had a sympathetic director in Night of the Iguana with John Huston. Complex male-female relationships? Well, who would give us such a movie? Alfred Hitchcock, Notorious. Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman. They fall in love, but Ingrid Bergman works for Cary Grant. She's his double agent, and she sleeps with the enemy. And then Cary Grant shames her. Leave it to Hitchcock to give us that kind of complexity. Another interesting situation and another interesting actress is, of course, Shirley MacLaine in Some Came Running, which has these stylized men played by Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. Do you ever believe Frank Sinatra is really a great novelist? But in the center of this movie is Shirley MacLaine, who brings a reality to her performance that is a standout. Well, that and the fabulous ending in The Fairgrounds, if you're a Minnelli fan. Billy Wilder saw something in Shirley MacLaine and brought a European sensibility to her portrayal of the other woman in everyone's favorite, The Apartment. He worked with her again on Irma la Douce. She's a Parisian sex worker, and Ori Kelly did the costumes. Isn't that fabulous? Speaking of sex workers, an Italian one, Giulietta Messina. This is a very sensitive performance. She's a multi-layered character in Fellini's Nights of Cabiria. This is one of my favorite Fellini movies. And the ending is so moving and powerful that Bob Fosse was so affected by it, he remade it as Sweet Charity. And Shirley MacLaine is back exploring this character, but this time with singing and dancing. Time for our lightning round of strong women, interesting women, like Linda Fiorentino. Remember her in The Last Seduction? Well, all the women characters in Cruel Intentions. The teenagers loved this movie. It was a big hit. No executive thought she was sexy. She thought she was sexy. She came in and got the part. That's Glenn Close. And of course, Fatal Attraction. And please remember, she will not be ignored. Everybody loves Julia Roberts as the pretty woman. Not so much me. I'm more interested in a woman like Melanie Griffith in Jonathan Demme's really perfectly titled Something Wild. So that's a kind of quick roundup of interesting women characters that it's good to think about and go back and watch their films again. But here we are with our trailer from hell, Rain, from 1933. We're in Pago Pago, and Joan Crawford, Sadie Thompson, is going to make her a star. It's a fabulous performance. If you are easily shocked, run for shelter, titillation, or warning. Under Lewis Milestone's atmospheric direction, it's pure Hollywood in Rain. Good versus evil, Joan Crawford versus Walter Huston.
This is your last chance, Sadie Thompson. Kneel with me and pray.
You let go of me.
Sadie Thompson, you are doomed.
Ah, you make me laugh.
The movie is based on a story by one of my favorite authors, Somerset Maugham. It's all hyper-dramatic and stuffed full of overstated passions.
This has gone far enough.
Oh, no, it hasn't gone far enough. You've been telling me what's wrong with me. Now I'm going to tell you what's wrong with you.
Rain is a film primer on slut shaming. A woman must be either a virgin or a whore.
Sadie, something has happened.
You bet something's happened. You men. Pigs. I know you. Why, you tell her how your grandmother she didn't think your way until you were saving her soul.
Joan Crawford gives an unrestrained performance that defined much of her screen persona. They don't make them like this anymore, and that's why I love it.